Hello, everyone, and welcome to another round with the Future Forecasting Group. I'm your host, Sean, and I'm joined by our rock star remote viewing team. We've got Daz, Edward, Naim, Derek, and Dick. We decided to do this time around was task them blindly with the fourth quarter events of 2024. So this is for October 1st through December 31st of 2024. Who wants to go first? Let's have Edward. He's got the deer in the headlights look, so we'll capitalize on that.
Okay, let's take a look here. Okay.
I thought your session was really interesting, Edward.
Oh, good. But it was these two things, two people, two houses, two separate places. It was really, this was my main anchor here into what might be going on, like a marriage or a union or a bond between them. They were bonded together like a man, woman, husband, wife, parent, child, king, queen, all these twin peaks, two houses. But two houses was really interesting to me. What does that mean, two houses? Like two families or cousins? Like the house of blah and the house of blah, that kind of thing. Like two families in positions or standing, and there were some disputes or some division. So the houses were divided up. So I don't know, man. Pretty cryptic.
It is cryptic,
I'd say.
but yeah. So I think that there's some context that comes in with some of the other sessions here, and I'm gonna have Daz go next because there's some parallels.
Okay, yeah, definitely see some connection with what I got, which is very interesting.
Yeah. Especially since these could have been, you guys could have picked any event in the next 3 months, right? And
yeah. I think I only picked a singular event. I think Edward did as well, but I think I'm focusing on one event here. Flash visual here, which I drew. So a very modern building, or semi-modern, central in an urban location in a big city. Felt very busy. It kind of felt, I have to be honest, the whole thing felt intelligence based, like an intelligence community feeling to everything. So I took a break here because I was thinking, well, what the heck is this? This doesn't look like a normal target. Then I came back and I had this ideogram here of a life form, which was a male. Felt like he was out of line in a situation that was emerging, and he was going to succumb to some ill health. And then I had a feeling this feels very political and strategic. Lots of planning behind this, or being planned. And I had the word removal of state, which gave me the AOL there. That I had a feeling that someone was planning a coup of some kind. So I wrote here, something big feels afoot. This is a bit like bullet points, really. A strong, powerful male is involved. A planned removal event. I got a feeling this is going to do with ill health, maybe even poisoning. There feels like there are many people involved in this. And I wrote here some notes. I don't know what target FFG set, but this feels like a complex strategic plan to remove a high-up male from a position of power, a coup. It's going to have a combination of military aspects, into aspects, politics, and strategic partners. It feels US planned, but maybe international with its action. And that's where I ended it.
Yeah, a very appropriate frowny face.
Yeah. Well, not very often I get planned assassination attempts, to be honest.
Yeah, for sure. Let's have Naim go next.
Going deeper into this idea is like inserting someone into a situation or injecting someone into a situation, someone put in where they don't belong or aren't wanted. A kind of technique used by a political opponent. It creates shock and awe, an unexpected change, like a last-minute sleight of hand before the show ends, like a new teammate or a new candidate. Looking at that rounded area that I saw before, this looked like I've seen an image like this before, and I think it's called like the Rotunda in the Capitol. It's like a round room, and it has like a balcony area on it. This is something very similar to that. And the sense here is like, I mean, I wrote like an insurrection, like basically people have come in here and filled it It's flooded, it's jam-packed, there's yelling, there's shouting. The feeling is like a triumph or a win, but it does feel like a takeover. So it's like not, I guess, not expected behavior. Like someone might win something, but then the people kind of act out of line and kind of rush in here. And it does feel like an insurrection the way the people are in here. Some people have banners and flags and stuff like that. And the sense is retribution, a comeback or a return, like returning to their rightful place was the sense I got there. Like returning to a certain position, congratulations and acceptance. The idea of a rightful place or a rightful ruler, or but the political flavor, which makes me think of the Trump, Biden, Harris, situation. So, I mean, overall, acceptance speeches and insurrection type stuff. It seems like we're up for some pretty nasty things in the short coming future. And then I did my Bitcoin thing here. Positive areas feel like between the 11th and I had Coup as well. Daz had Coup.
Yep.
Even Edward's data is kind of playing with that idea of two houses or some kind of resolution having to be made there. So
yeah, for sure. And Derek, let's have you go next.
From a land perspective, I felt like sand dunes in the background, retaliation considered well justified. Desert rocket launch in the distance, and it does not seem like a US-led act. And then I see for structure, like a domed building, it's like an imposing place, like the Capitol building, but again, not a US location. And I started to sense it's Israel, Iran, or some Arabic nation, either the target or where the planning occurs, because that was definitely like a developed city location. And seeing, these are a series of instances going into S5. So seeing hand-to-hand combat, one person standing up at the ready and they're looking around like for somebody.
Thank you, Derek. Yeah, really interesting data, especially with everything going on in the Middle East right now. We'll have to keep our eyes open for that. Finally, we're going to have Dick go, and he's got a video presentation for his session that he did, and you'll see that there's some elements that tie into the other viewers as well. Let's hear from Dick.
So I see people at a high elevation on a hillside. They look down on an urban residential area. They're on the high ground. They brought blankets and jackets, some food and water and supplies. They're watching something. They're commenting like, oh my God, look now. Oh, look at that. Can you believe this? So they're watching something unfold in a residential area below. Urban area, roads, businesses, looking down, neighborhoods, traffic engines, airplane sounds, California feel, disruption, things in disarray, service is interrupted. So there's some service interruption. The water is frothing, rising water. People are fleeing it. People are alarmed. They're rushing, they're yelling, water's encroaching, smell of wet debris. And then I see the mother of all traffic jams. A freeway is clogged. There's gridlock, stalled cars, people standing angry. Some are walking. They're walking away from their cars. Not a cheery target, what I saw there. Looked like some natural disaster enhanced by a failure of infrastructure. And didn't get an exact time, but I feel it's near. I would give it near future. Not immediate near future. Next might be a little over the horizon, but there you go. That's my data. We'll stand by and watch to see it happen.